G'day, folks. How's everyone
Always
doing?
makes me want to bop my head. Bop my head.
It's,
It's generic boppy music.
yeah. Well, and it is. It's royalty free.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
eventually we'll get our own royalty-free music. Well, maybe not free,
oh
but
no,
we're
it'll be royalty free. It'll
we're
be
gonna.
specifically for us. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. And we're slowly but surely building this podcast. You'll start noticing differences for the 40/40 men, in terms of camera, in terms of a lot of things. We're just going to start slowly improving what you see, because as you can see, my camera sucks. It's a terrible camera.
My lighting could be better. Yeah, my camera's good.
Well, I actually saw some things on a website that you can like order things and then they deliver it to your house. There's this
Was
website.
it a fans only site? Is that what it was?
No, I think most people might know what it's called, but they have these cameras that actually, like little cameras that actually have a ring light in the camera.
Oh yeah, no, that's common. That's literally for like selfies and stuff, and
Yeah.
for
Well, I'm gonna get one of those for now because this camera just looks like crap. I'm much prettier than this.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw the little, or those that would have seen. It's Pride Week in Toronto, so that was our little rainbow,
Yeah.
Pride forward flag that was flying underneath there. That was the little colors that were going. So, we are doing this.
We'll just say it's an all-inclusive thing too, considering things that are going on in other parts of the world right now.
It's massive in Toronto, and it's the first year that it's back. So,
my whole family were here. We had to delay slightly recording this because my entire family was getting ready to go down there. Like there's going to be like 6 or 7 family members heading down to Pride. Not my sister-in-law. She's kind of like me. I'm kind of over parades.
I like parades.
Like I've been to prides, man. Like back in the day when I worked for a sports TV station, and they decided to ask me to work for the LGBT station that opened up. This was like in 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
And I've been to pride parades all over Ontario. Been to the Montreal. Been to the Toronto one, God knows how many times. And it's busy as heck.
Yeah,
too much.
It took an hour for me to get home last night from the middle of that, which is usually like a 15 minute trek.
It destroys downtown.
Yeah.
It's fun, don't get me wrong. I'm not against Pride Parade. I'm just too old for it now.
All right. Well, that's. I mean, we're going to be airing at 5. This is we're recording this in the middle of the afternoon, so the Sunday game still has yet to happen.
Yeah. So from Sunday to Saturday, we went 3-3.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing too. Against teams that are decent, but we should be beating up on these guys. Like we shouldn't. We shouldn't have lost that one last night against Milwaukee.
Considering a couple of errors, 3 runs against. Yeah. 3 runs against Corbin Burns and a run against Josh Hader. People don't do that.
Yeah.
The only reason we lost is
the big error
because our starter screwed it again.
Oh, I also throw that error into it because that allowed what's his face Haida to get on base and score.
But it's funny. I read a quote from Pedro Martinez just recently while I was researching a bunch of stuff. It just kind of popped up on this thing, and he said that he goes, anytime my fielders made an error, I said it was my fault because the batter hit the ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, geez, Pedro, that's they're gonna hit balls. So, and every time they hit the ball, he's like, no, that's my fault. Forget the error. That was me.
Yeah.
No, we had a chance. I mean,
own it.
It's just the inconsistencies are starting to show a little bit more.
Yeah.
You're starting to see, like, the hitting is not going to be much of an issue. We still need a lefty bat because it is true that when you have an already lineup, and I've seen it happen to us a few times, which I think is part of the problem, is they get into a groove of like 8 guys in a row who are all right-handed batters. And so they start throwing these like low and away sliders and fastballs and stuff. And once you get in a groove of doing this, it makes it hard, especially with the better pitchers. It makes it difficult. So I mean, the series in Chicago was all right, but that was kind of part of the problem.
Yeah.
We're down bullpen pieces, and it just goes to show again. Once you get past our 26, are we deep enough?
Yeah, I like the one takeaway from this week. It has something to do with baseball, but it has nothing to do with the game. Is I actually kind of dug the third jerseys that Chicago and Milwaukee were wearing.
Like those aren't third jerseys.
That's Southside.
They're called Cityscape jerseys.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There's like I think only half the teams are doing it.
Yeah,
the Red Sox did it. You saw them because they wore those crazy yellow and blue ones.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you go online and talk, like me and my fan forums, which we will talk about later, they hated them. They thought the Sox ones looked like they said they look like pajamas.
Well, I just
they kind of did.
Yeah, I'm not I don't like Boston, so like I would have I just jump on the hate wagon for that just for the sake that they're Boston, but no, I kind of dug the South Side ones because it's almost like they're mid 90s, mid to late 90s when they had like the jet black with the pinstripes.
I love how the White Sox wear black constantly.
Yeah. But I did like the brew crew. There's one that Tampa did a while back. To be honest, I haven't seen if they're actually reusing them this year or not. But they always have like 70s week in Tampa, and Tampa only started as a team in 94, 95. So they never had a 70s thing, but they actually had an imaginary uniform if they were a 70s team, and it had like the baby blue with like the yellow on it. It was super cool. It's kind of cool.
Okay, pardon me. They're called City Connect uniforms.
City Connect. Yeah.
City Connect.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, so far, here's the ones that have them. The Colorado ones are really nice. The Diamondbacks, Red Sox, Cubs, White Sox, Dodgers, Marlins, San Francisco Giants have already shown them. Pardon me. They came out last season, and then Washington, Houston, Kansas City, Colorado, Los Angeles, Angels, Brewers, and then the Padres. You haven't seen the Padres yet. The Padres come out July 8th. So those are. I don't understand the certain teams that they chose, though. Like I thought when I originally went through the list, I thought maybe they were like the old school teams.
Yeah,
but they're not because they've got Arizona, and Miami, and stuff.
Yeah, Colorado.
I don't. Oh, and speaking of the uniforms, did you know about the hats for that are being done for July 4th? Did you hear about this?
The Jays hats with the American flag on them.
Well, they changed them.
They
basically
that was very easy to change because they had like it was a red and then a blue, like red, white, and blue stripes with the stars kind of kick in the middle. If they would have just put another red stripe on that, they could have pulled off a Canada thing. So
they took all the stars off for the Jays one.
Yeah.
That's the big change. So and honestly, it's an ugly looking hat anyway. They're ugly. I don't know what the hell they're trying to do, but it was my thing. But hey, it's merchandising, or as they say in Spaceballs, merchandising.
Spaceballs.
By the way, Spaceballs is the funniest movie ever. I'm going to show my niece that movie one of these days. It's brilliant. I love that movie.
Rando thing, like it was a couple of years ago. I was going to we're on Eglinton and on our way up to play hockey, and the traffic along Eglinton sucks, so we were stuck there, and there was a billboard that they'd obviously removed like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and there was an actual you could see the imprint for a Spaceballs thing. So that was like 86, so like they'd removed 40 years worth of advertising layers, and then
going to the drive-in with my dad to see that. Yeah, my dad took my brother and I to the drive-in to see Spaceballs, and I just laughed my head off. So my niece is around the same age I was around then. So I'm like, she'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
There's not. I think they swear once.
Oh yeah, and
That's it.
it's in the desert.
Yeah.
Found anything? Nothing, sir.
Yeah.
Found anything?
You guys found anything? We ain't found.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so speaking of not finding things, let's find a starter.
Well, we'll get into that in the second segment, but I mean, right now, I think our biggest thing is we really have to think about the bullpen because it's going to be an issue. I'm down with Maximo Castillo right now, and which is really funny because this will come with the Kikuchi thing as well because everybody and their mom is crapping all over Kikuchi for obvious reasons, and wondering who should take over. But we'll talk. Like I said, we'll talk about that. We got a whole segment we're gonna do. We're gonna get through on that. I'm stunned still that Alejandro Kirk leads all catchers in baseball in pretty much everything. Yeah. He's number one in OPS, average, slugging, you name all these big stats, he is number one. And what I don't understand is on the all-star ballots that are coming out, and on some of these on these Facebook pages, you can post your ballots.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got over 1 million. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he has the biggest lead of any position, and he has the third highest vote total of anybody that's not Mike Trout or Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
And which is crazy. But Yankee fans keep voting for Luis Trevino, which I don't get. I have this one group. It's called Major League Baseball Statistics and Facts, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. And Yankee fans just keep coming out there going like, "We're awesome. We're the best Yankee team ever." Yeah, well, you just got no hit by 3 Houston Astros. In the last 64 years, the Yankees have been no hit twice, both times by the Houston Astros.
It's awesome.
Which I think is hilarious. I think you're going to see a Yankee drop off coming soon. I think so. You're going to see a Red Sox drop off coming soon because they've been killing it. I'm worried about Tampa because they've kind of been muddling around. They've had a crap ton of injuries, and now we've got to play them 5 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
And we've already pretty much decided, or he's decided for us, that we're going to be down a starter. So now the